Hello, gentle viewers, and welcome to a brand new series, Motorsport Manager. It feels good to be back again after 2 weeks off. I think this is going to be a lot of fun, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. Motorsport Manager is a game in which you manage a motorsport team of 2 drivers and various other things. One of the coolest things about Motorsport Manager is that you don't actually have to know very much about racing to play the game. I'm not a big fan of NASCAR. I've watched a little bit of Formula One. I used to watch the Indy 500 with my dad every year for a couple of years. But, like, just sitting and watching a race, just kind of boring to me. But this game is so much fun. It's amazing, and I think you guys will really like it in the channel. So start a new career. We're going to turn tutorials off, because I kind of sort of know what I'm doing, sort of. I will do medium length sessions, American dollars, because America, and then we're going to get some nice autosave action going on there. Okay. Now, and I hope I spelled this correctly, I was thinking what you would use for the name. Because I don't want to use my name, because it's the internet. And I decided, let's look at the guy who had posted before on the comments, when I said I was going to do The Sims, and I want several people. So we're going to be using the name Kyle Bugliomini. It's a nice little name, isn't it? I have no idea what your birth date is. You're now January 1st, 1996. I think you could make it from Vatican City. That's pretty cool. It even sounds vaguely Italian. Called like Team Holy Rollers. Oh my god. Andorra. And that's just Europe. It's amazing how many countries they have in here. If we're gonna make a Team Holy Rollers, I'd be tempted to call him Ned Flanders. But I do think he's clearly Italian, for sure. So you can pick different things. There we go, a nice full manly beard. And I wanted to wear, like, there we go, some nice glasses. There we go. Kyle, I have no idea if this is what you look like. I hope it is. If it's not, and if I spelled your name wrong, I apologize. So there's a couple of different backstories you can pick. You could pick unknown, which gives you no bonuses, which is frankly kind of stupid. Ex-driver. So as we play the game, I'll explain what's going on here, but I want to begin with driver feedback. Before you have a race, you have a practice race. And the practice race, you tune the car to this particular track. So this is a pretty handy thing to have. It also means that drivers improve faster. But in my private game, this is what I'm playing with. So let's see what the other options are. Ex-engineer. We can make parts more quickly. Very tempting. We can save money every time we make a payment, which is pretty nice. Or we could be a Politico. We get additional voting power, and we can basically change the thing the way we want to. I'm tempted by either engineer or financial. See, Kyle Bugliomini. It's like an engineer. That sounds like a finance guy to me. Like some billionaire or something. Yeah, let's go with this guy. Plus, it's a nice simple benefit. It's a nice simple benefit. We're gonna create our own team. We're just gonna play in single season for now. I believe the GT and Endurance series are both. I believe both of these are DLC, and maybe I'll buy them someday, but for now, let's just go with this. We will get our asses beat in the World Motorsport Championship. We're going to start the European Racing Series. It'll be a little easier for us to compete. Just like in metric football, or soccer as the kids call it these days, or football, there's promotion and relegation. So whoever wins the European Racing Series has a chance to promote to the Asia Pacific Super Cup. Whoever wins that can go up to the World Motorsport Championship. So we're going to start down at the bottom, because it makes the most sense. Oh, let's look at the championship rules. So we have short practice sessions, 12 minutes. An average race is 27 laps. When you're in the pit lane, you can't go faster than 40 miles an hour. You can't make pit stops at the same time. But you can refuel and fix parts at the same time, but I don't think you can change tires at the same time. I think that's the difference. Not a big difference between the top and the bottom teams, which is good. All drivers earn points. Double points for the last race of the season, and you can get bonus points for the fastest lap and being in pole position. But here's the most important thing, is spec parts. So, since we'll be playing with basically Indy cars, the front wings and the rear wings are both spec, which means we cannot improve them. You can make the parts a little better, but you can't design new ones, and we'll talk more about that as we get into the game. So this is what we're going to look like. Let's hit continue. European Racing Series. Now, if our owner's from Italy, the team's got to be from Italy too. And we'll just call it, let's see, what's a good name for an Italian racing team? Gladiator Racing. Yeah. Bam, check out that logo. That is nice. We can change up the logo a little bit if we want to, though. Well, it looks like more aggressive. Oh, it's like a little sword blade almost. Perfect. Do you want to be red and white? Maybe red and green. What does it look if we make green the secondary color? Well, that's just for the logo. Nah, red and white's fine for the logo. Apply. There you go. Team uniform. I guess we can just keep red and white as like the colors. You can always change your livery after each season. I like this one. I like how clean this is. Very simple, clean design. Gotta get some green in here though. For Italy, right? If I've randomly made someone Italian, we need to make sure that there's green. And we're going to make the trim green, too. Make sure there's a good amount. There we go. Nice. And then there's two different character sponsors. We'll talk about sponsors later on. Continue. I have finished. So the first thing you decide every single season is who's going to invest in your team. And there's three different choices. There's Root Investments. They're going to give us a 3-star chassis in the first season, which will give us a very competitive car, but not very much money to start out with. But here's the important bit. Even under the very best of circumstances, we're not going to win a race in the first season. I don't think. Everything goes perfectly, maybe it will. But it's pretty unlikely. So I definitely don't want to take Golden Tiger, even though we get a free test track and a lot of extra money. Stonewall Bank is a small possibility. Medium pressure, but which means they'll probably still want to win or at least place in a lot of these. Don't think we can afford this either, though. I think we're going to have to go for the lowest pressure possible, and then maybe next season talk about upgrading. Gladiator Racing. Oh, yeah. I love that name. Make no bones about it, Motorsport Manager is a management sim. It is not a game in which you actually race the cars, which is great because I'm terrible at actual racing games. Okay. Lot of information going on here. We have $5 million. Wait, I should have a lot more than 5 million. Like, a lot more. Oh, I don't think we've got our initial payment yet. Alright. So this is the hub. This is what you look at when you're starting. There's some important things here. We have our two drivers. Anthony Gomez from Brazil. Faith Anthony from America. And if we look, we can get some information about the drivers. These are the different stats in the game. Braking is your ability to brake, obviously. Cornering, your ability to take corners quickly. Smoothness, I think, might just be like a generic stat. I'm not sure what smoothness would mean in terms of driving. Unless it's just they keep like a smooth ride, so they don't change acceleration if they don't need to, maybe? I don't know. Overtaking, getting past another person. Consistency, being consistent. Adaptability, focus, feedback, and fitness. So that is... Well, this is what a driver looks like. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Our chairman is the person who gives us the money. Right now our job is secure. We're not going to get fired. We got a lot of things to do. Our next race is the Black Sea GT. Yeah, a lot of Brazilians in the circuit. Like, a lot of Brazilians. 4. That's a lot of Brazilians. So we're going to start by looking at our mail. So our chairman's name is Kurt Kruger. This is our assistant. Okay. So here's how we get our first big chunk of money. This is how we think we'll do at the end of the year. We're standings, here we go. How many teams are there? There are 10. We literally cannot fail to be 10. And as much as I like the extra money, we're going to go with this one. Yay, more money! I'd like to present my initial report of the state of the team. Take a deep breath. Our drivers are awful. Our designer is awful. Our mechanics are awful. You need to get hiring fast. You know where to find me. And this is just talking about the pit crew. And there's a bunch of stuff about the pit crew. We'll just click it. Got it, because then we had to respond. Boom, done. So we've got a lot of money, and we need to decide how to spend it. So each race is going to cost us $1.3 million. And there are, how many races? I think there's like 12. Or, I think something like that, yeah. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So you got to keep that in mind. But there are other ways to make money during the course of the year. One of the first things we're going to do is we're going to look at our HQ. Because it's kind of shit, and because it's one of the best places to invest money early on in the season. So we only have 2 buildings. We have a factory and we have a design center. Well, we're better at developing parts, we get extra slots, and we can unlock some other cool stuff. Same thing over here. We could add a new building. A staff center. Our drivers get better faster. Very nice. Scouting better, which unlocks hidden drivers. And we can get better weather. We can probably only afford one of these buildings. And here's my strategy. I'm thinking we find young drivers who have a lot to prove, but a lot of room to grow. And so I think the best investment would be a staff center. I think this is a very good idea, so we're going to spend it. Boop. Nice. Now I need to look at the team. And we have a couple of decent drivers, and then we have a bunch of crap. Let's look at the staff. We need to do scouting, I think. Scouting is a cool thing, part of this game. And you get to pick different people, and you can scout them to find out if they're any good or not. Like, I know that Paddy Locke here is an amazing designer. I also know that he's working for the top quality series, the World Motorsport, sorry. There's no way in hell he's going to want to sign with us. Yep, he's going to tell me to get bent. Which is reasonable. So if we're playing for the long term, we need to make sure we've got really good designers. Like, really, really good designers. So let's find a new designer. So we look for designers. Ability is nice, but we're really interested in the racing series. The best we can get looks like Nahwal Joshi. But there's a big cost to break the contract, and they'll probably want us to pay that. So we're going to scroll down a bit, and we're going to look for free agents. Houston Woods. Really good at engineers. Good at front wings, not so important right now, but might be important later on. Or you could get Theo Frazier, who's younger. He's only good at, like, wings, though. There's always Scarlett Moore, but she's crap at engines. Houston could get better, and he's really good at engines. And engines are kind of important. That may shock you, but it's true. But suspension matters too, and you're not as great at that. But I think this is a good investment for us. And you've got you can reduce build time, and when we get to legendary, you're going to be in pretty good shape. Let's approach you. So the designer is the person that designs parts for your vehicles, and so we look at everything, and he basically wants lots of money, and I'm totally willing to pay that for right now. 100 grand per race, maybe. He only says fairly important. Let's try to start with 80. 87, maybe. He wants a long contract, so we'll give him one for now. He wants a signing bonus. I think 75 grand is reasonable. And then if we finish, say 7th or above, I'll give him another 50 grand. That seems reasonable. So that's our offer. Boom. We also need to get better mechanics. And that might be a little bit easier. Rolling contract means you can fire him at any time. Yeah, let's get a new mechanic. I want a really good one, and again, we'll go straight down to the bottom here for the, Okay, this is perfect. We want to grab Kevin and Becky, I think, because they both could be really great someday, even if they're not right now. I think this is just an easy choice. Really good at part fixing and pit stops. Not as great at improving parts, but still, he could get a lot better. I would like to approach you, good man. My good man. Okay, wages are important. So there you go. I'll give you your medium contract. They're going to respond to this, and then we'll get a chance to hopefully make another offer. I'm going to again make this like 7th or above. And then last, but certainly not least, we're going to replace one more mechanic. Where's he? Where's Becky? Yeah, Becky Kitagawa. Really good at improving performance, damn. I like it. Let's hire her. There we go. Since she's so young, we don't have to pay her quite as much. Give her a nice signing on fee. Yeah, I'm just going to crank all this up because I really want her to stick around for a while. I'm going to see if I can get her... So I'm a little bit irritating her with this because she doesn't want that. But I think at the end of the day, it'll be a lot more helpful to us. Now, the last thing we need to do is we need to find better drivers. And this actually takes some time. Because you have to scout drivers to find out what they're actually good at. We are not going to waste our time scouting anyone in any series other than our own. Let's start with the free agents, though, because they're most likely to result in an immediate improvement. So we only get 3 slots, so we're going to go boom, boom. No, go back. Boom. We're just going to add everyone, and then it'll just queue up the others. So we're going to look at the free agents first. And remember, we're looking for people who are young, hungry, and have a lot of room to improvement. Because we're building for the future. We're not building for this year. And the last thing we do is we look at our pit crew. And this is the thing that different people are good at, so you want to make sure they're in the right place. Let's just go ahead and hit auto manage. Oh, we need more pit crew because we got all these openings here. It's important to have a good pit crew. But I think in the interest of keeping this relatively easy, because I'm not super perfect at the game yet, I think we're just going to go and auto manage the pit crew. And for right now, I'm going to put Renee in charge. What's her concentration? She's going to be pretty crappy at it, but hopefully she's not going to be our mechanic forever. And then I can always change it later on. And the last thing I think we want to do before we try to advance any time is we need to design a new part. But I think we're going to wait till we get our new designer before we do that. And they'll hire pit crew and stuff here in just a minute. Continue. So right now we're just waiting for people to start responding to our contracts. We have an interview request. I would like to have an interview. Are you expecting to pick up many points at all this season? I'm quietly confident that we'll manage a few decent finishes, but I'm making no promises. Or do we be super brutally honest? It'll be a struggle. I think we're going to be brutally honest right now. Aw, the owner didn't like that. Oh well. I could basically suck up to one or the other. I'm gonna tell him, look, you do. I'm just gonna butter up Andre Gomez. He's super happy. She's a little sad. Aww. Expected to finish 10th. Seems sir, but I'm hoping we'll surprise you. They're foolish to question me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't good enough, and I can't wait for everybody around. Yeah! Ooh, nice. A boost to marketability. Marketability affects what sponsors you get, and sponsors are really super important. Can I pick any sponsors now? No, there won't be any sponsors available until we get closer to racing. Alright, so we get our first contract. Interesting. Let's go back to the table. That's for our designer, right? He wants... Okay, so he's pretty peeved. If we want to keep him, we're going to have to crank up that signing fee. And we're going to crank up his wages a bit, too. I really do want a really good designer, at least for now. Let's try that one. Okay. Sweet, Becky instantly accepted the offer. I suspected she might. Sign. Both the mechanics suck, so I'm just gonna go pow. So we lose the 43 grand. We've got a new race mechanic, and we're immediately... What's her concentration? Oh, it's super amazing. Yeah. You are now in charge of the pit crew. Get to work. Becky seems very excited. I like that. Kevin here wants to renegotiate. We're not at last chance yet. I'd rather give him more up front. Let's kick that up a few notches. And we'll see if we can keep his wages a little bit less. See if he takes that or not. But we've got a really good mechanic now. That's going to be a really big benefit when we start working on parts. We should be working on improving the parts we've already got now. That actually might not be a bad call. Yeah, let's improve our parts as best we can right now. We're going to need acceleration, cornering, and top speed. Let's work on reliability for our engines, and let's work on improving our suspension. Alright, so we give for everything. It'll be done right before the race. And there's no way we can get these done before the race. So I think this is reasonable. This is a good way to spend our mechanics. A nice boost to this. And it might actually get better once we get a new mechanic. What if we swap these? Oh, she can get it done the day before the race. That would be perfect. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're just going to have her spend some time making our suspension a little bit better. Suspension is important because that's what keeps the car... So you want a suspension that's not too stiff, because then the car won't be able to bend a little bit. Bending is probably the wrong word. I'm saying the car's made out of rubber. So if you're driving a car, the suspension is what holds... The suspension is what allows you maneuverability, so you want it to have some flexibility, just not very much. And so it's important we have that because it'll help with cornering. Which is clear. So let's look at the track guide. So we know we're going to be racing on the Black Sea. And practice is expected to rain during the races up. It's going to be pretty sunny. Fuel doesn't burn much, tires do. Stupid limey game with their limey Ys. And that'll be information we'll use when we get closer to the race. Oh, in 8 days we have the race. So hopefully we can get some other issues dealt with here. How's Houston? He accepted. Yes. Hey, designer. You gone. Fire her. 214 grand. It's worth it. Because now we can begin designing a part. You want me to build a design center? I really don't want to spend the money on that. Now, so over the course of the season, we can design parts. And I think that's a good decision right now. Because we kind of suck at everything. So engine determines top speed. Gearbox determines acceleration. Brakes determine deceleration. These are stock, so they'll never get any better unless we improve them. And this is for medium speed cornering, and that's what the suspension is for. So we're going to design a new part. We're not really great at anything in particular. What is our mechanic the best at? I think he's really good at engines, right? I think that's what we determined. Let's look at his stats. Yeah, he's amazing at engines, gearbox, and brakes. So maybe not have him work on the suspension. An engine would be a pretty expensive move, but I think it would pay off in the long run. Okay. So when you choose a new part to add, first of all, you're increasing performance, you're increasing potential reliability, and then you decide what to do with the component. We could add a red zone component. So red zone reduces the risk that it'll break during a race. Or there's top speed, which increases how fast it can go. Or, because of our very specific designer, we also get this one, which reduces build time. It's not going to be done during the race no matter what. I think we'd like to go for top speed. Once we've designed our first engine, we can then add additional parts. And then you keep going and keep going and keep going. I'm asking, why don't we pick this one? This is a rule break part. This is a part where we're cutting corners somehow, somewhat. If we get caught with this part at the end of a race, we lose the part. We can't afford that. So we're going to go in and just take a nice boost to top to bank speed. And we're going to go ahead and give them the order to build it. And this is quite expensive. So we're not going to push it anymore. But we do have some sponsors. And this is one of the ways we can make money. Okay. So we can get 500 grand up front. Or we can get 150 grand every race for 6 races. So this is more money over a shorter time. And in 6 races, we might be better off. So we might be able to make more money. And we're not really hurting for cash right now, so I think this is the safer bet. Maxwell's beer. Accept. And as we progress and our marketability improves at least a little bit more, this will start to fill in too. Cool. Let's continue. Okay, we're still working on Kevin. This is our last chance. He wants more money. Well, fine, you big baby. He will almost certainly sign now, and it'll give us another really good mechanic. Mechanics also work with specific drivers, and as they improve, you get to unlock pretty cool abilities. Looks like you can unlock soft tires and risk taker. You can unlock quicker tire changes. And an improved sweet spot. Nice. Ooh, more sponsors. Okay, we only get one choice, so we gotta take this one. Carne Blanco. That means white meat. So is it like a chicken or a pork franchise? I don't know. Okay, so if we place 14th or above, we'll get 150 grand. Which isn't nothing. Let's continue. Excellent. So we've improved the performance on our... on what? Oh yeah, that's right, on the stock parts that we started with the suspensions. Nice. So we're not going to waste time improving engine performance, because we're about to get 2 new engines. I think maybe improving gearbox would be a good idea. I think we're going to drop the engines too, because again, we're about to get brand new engines, right? So I think we're going to go all gearbox for right now. And let's try to split this like in the middle. This will get a little bit better too. But yeah, we're going to split it right now. Means the new gearboxes should be right. Actually, I want the faster gearboxes as quickly as possible, so they'll be ready for the next race, I think. Oh, let's go back actually. Do I have any other sponsors? No. Okay. So, we're getting ready now to begin our first race. I know we've talked about a whole bunch of stuff that might not make sense. Hopefully as we play it'll make a little bit more sense. We've only got one possibility. If one of us finishes 14th or above, instead of losing 1.3 million, we'll just lose 1.1 million. We probably will not be making profits on races for a very long time. And that's fine, because there's other things that we can do. I think you've both got the improved suspensions, right? Yep, where there's no other new parts to install, so you guys are fine. You're both going to be a little bit grumpy. But you're just going to have to stay grumpy for right now. Let's continue. Race. So every race, depending on the rules for the circuit, you have a practice race, and then you have the actual race. The Black Sea Grand Prix. Oh yeah. So this isn't like proper like Indy cars as an American would think of it, because it's not just going around in a circle. There's like turns and stuff. So we know it's supposed to rain during practice. But we're going to play an important strategy, because we know it's not going to rain on the race day. So right off the bat, we're going to have André Gomez, and then we're going to have Jose Domingo practice. The thinking is he's better at feedback, which means he'll be better at telling us how the car should be set up. So this is one of the most important things you're going to be deciding as you race, basically. You need to figure out the best calibration for the individual car parts to improve your racing, basically. So this is what practice is for. You're trying to adjust downforce, which is, I think it's how much the air pushes the car down onto the track. If it's really high, the car will have a higher top speed, but I think it has higher top speed with lower acceleration. But if it's a little bit lower, I think it corners a little bit better, because not being like forced against the track. Handling is your ability to steer, and speed balance is whether you nose toward acceleration or top speed. So as you adjust different parts, you'll change things. We can't do much with these because they are well-stocked parts. Well, we can't adjust these either. Oh, we can. Oh, I see. It's a different thing there. We want to adjust toward top speed. Because they told us engines were important. So we know that engines are kind of important. I also technically loaded a setup for one of my previous playthroughs. But I want to show you guys how this works. So we'll just use this. We're not going to use wet tires. I'm going to have both of you running on softs. Because I don't care if you win at practice. You can get points for that. But we're not good enough to win even if we did everything perfectly. Again, we're going to leave everything else neutral. Again, we're going to go for softs. There we go. Both are ready to go. Continue. Let's take the practice. Oh, I didn't click the buttons. Go. Now. Go get knowledge. So this is basically what the interface will look like. Obviously there's a lot fewer cars now. And let's go ahead and increase the speed. And there's different things you can do during the race itself, but we don't care about that stuff. Okay, so we're getting some radio messages. Let's stop. So André Gomez tells us that the handling is good, and you tell me that the other thing is good. The downforce. Good. So we're going to let them finish their 3 laps. You'll see they'll switch to an in lap, and then they will pull in for a pit. So we've got race trim, which is great. We're improving on soft tires. These will help us in the actual race. Okay, they're already being brought in, which is good. Yeah, we have no chance at all of setting the best lap. Okay. So this is what we found out. And we found out the speed balance is absolute and utter shit. So you'll notice what'll happen is the green area will shrink. Okay. So we're going to overcompensate more toward acceleration. But our overall balance is about 76%, which is pretty fair. I'm not going to have you get new tires. That's fine. Out you go, mate. And then we'll send out Domingo. And it looks like he had pretty much the same feedback for us, which is that we need to really work on the top speed. So we're going to fix that there. Tweaking other things, adjust other settings. But again, we're trying to keep this relatively simple right now. Away we go. And unpause. So you can see the mini-map up here in the top right about other people doing other things. What else is important? Oh, this tells you how much water is on the track. Probably about another minute here, we're going to hear these people bitching. They're like, why don't we go in for wets? And I'm like, because it's not supposed to rain on race day, and I don't care. Track grip. This is important. So the longer the race goes, the more rubber comes off the tires and sticks to the track, which means you actually get a better race out of it. Water washes this track grip away, but otherwise, it basically means the tire wear will tend to decrease as the race goes because of the rubber that's stuck to the track from the wires. Tires. Why did I say wires? Tires. So it's a really cool thing to have, and it's a nice thing that it simulates it. We're not talking about strategy yet. We'll talk about that when we get to the race. This is about us getting information. Ooh, nice, a new level of setup knowledge. Final minute. We could bring them both in, but there's no point. We'll just let him finish it out. And let's go pedal to the metal. Yeah, you're going to whine about worn tires. Quit your whining. And the practice is over. We did shit. Like, we're not going to place in a practice for a very long time. We got 9th and 8th and 10th, which is respectable. Garuda Racing. Huh. Paleo Puado was pretty happy about that. Oh, thanks. As did Motorsport Michel Dupont. Nice. But it's race day. So, for each video, we're going to try to get in 2 races. I think that's definitely something we can do. Because this first episode's a little bit more set up. Alright, this is why the knowledge matters. We're both awesome at race trim, and we'll have an improvement to soft tires. Which is really good. This will give us a little bit of an edge. We need to think strategically, though, because strategy matters, I find, more than just about anything else but car. You can win a race with bad drivers and a bad strategy if you have a top-notch car. We're not going to be anywhere near that in the first season or 2, so we're going to have to win it other ways. Okay. So this is the really cool part, right? So we know she's better with... This is the better downforce, but this is by far better overall. Car balance is individualized to driver. Certain drivers will handle things certain ways. What we're going to do is we're going to save this new setup. Alright. So the race is 30 laps. We need to decide our pit strategy. If we go for softs... Okay, so there's no... It's going to take us 3... We're going to have to do 2 pit stops at minimum. Because of the gas. That's our limiting factor. But we spent all this time working on softs. I think we're going to stick to softs. Super softs are actually faster. But they're a lot less durable. And I'd rather take the boost from performance that we'll get from softs. Because that's what we practiced on. Fuel options. So having a totally full tank means you don't have to refuel, but it also adds weight to the car. If I reduce the amount of gas, the car will actually go faster. So I think here's our best strategy, I think. We're going to have 2 pits, right? There's nothing we can do about that. I think for Gomez, we're going to try a bit of a mixed strategy and see which works out better for us. We're going to try a mixed strategy. You're going to get topped up entirely both times, then after the second pit stop, you're going to be burning through gas like there's no tomorrow with a full tank. I'm going to min-max you, however. And we're actually going to tell you to use... Oh, here we go. Load setup. Use Andre's setup. And then you'll notice it'll load it to the way that she expects. We cannot edit this once the race starts, unfortunately. Put you on softs. Here's my thinking. If we give her a little bit less fuel, she'll actually run more efficiently. Because her car will weigh less. And so we'll see which of these two strategies prevails. And she'll have to be very careful on her gas usage. Last thing we do is we talk about strategy. So the two things that wear out over the course of the race, besides parts, are tires and engine. The harder you push the tires, the faster the car goes, but the faster the tire wears out. Same thing with the engine. Okay, we want both people to attack to get off the gate, because you want your tires to heat up a little bit, or they'll never be as efficient as they could be. For fuel, I'm going to have you go on low, because I want to make sure you don't run out of gas. If you run out of gas, you're going to screw us out of this lower thing here. You'll be fine. And as the game progresses, we may change these settings, but this is just what they're going to get starting off with. Start the race. And away we go. Okay, so you can see the different racers doing their things here on the minimap. This is where you are in the race. This is our sponsor objective. Basically, if we finish at 14th or above, we get 150 grand, which is pretty sweet. What else do we know that's important? This is the car right behind us. This is the car right in front of us. Again, right behind, right in front. This is your heat gauge. Once it starts to get to red, you're going to want to lower that down. This is our gas. Every race is divided into 3 sectors. That'll let you know about how fast you're going. Yeah, so there's a lot of information on the screen. It's very, very useful. Here's the most important. Water on track, none. Anyone who was dumb enough to run slicks in practice wasted their time. And here's track grip. That'll get better as the race goes along, which means that wear on tires won't be quite so bad. This is part condition. As parts start to fail, they'll start complaining, and we'll take extra time in the pit for that. We can also click on a race, and we can look at things from their view. The only other thing we haven't talked about is team overtake, and right now that doesn't matter, because they're not close enough for it to be a big deal. Faith just got passed. It's because our cars aren't very good. There's not much we can do about that. We're right about at the middle. I'd like him to go a little bit faster. So we're going to crank up the speed. I'm going to keep an eye on tire temperature. Censored by GMA. Tang needs to get out of my way. Alright, we're going to reduce the tire wear, push you back to neutral. There we go. I'm keeping an eye on the tires, I'm keeping an eye on the gas. You notice they're both doing kind of crappy. There's not much we can do about that at the moment. What's going to matter most is pitting strategically. Okay, Gomez wants to pass Anthony. We can't. Let him through. Oh, nice. So one of the important things here is we're going to get a good idea when people are going to pit. Gerard and El Sadat will almost certainly pit the next chance they get. Because their tires are about gone. Which would be our chance to pass us. Alright, how are we doing? Yep, El Sadat pitted. And notice they've fallen back. Alright. We're trying to min-max your fuel, so you're going to pit after he does. Okay. She's complaining about her tires. He's going to start complaining soon. But it's fine. We were told you can get through 12 to 14 laps. Okay, it's actually lap 10. Which means... Alright, we're going to tell you both to pit now, actually. So you can get fresh tires, fresh gas, and then you'll go back to it. So we're going to go ahead and tell you to crank up the engine. We're going to tell you basically go, apologies to Faith Anthony, but balls to the wall, because you're going to pit. Alright. Once you pit, you're going to get brand new tires. This is Faith Anthony, right? So she's only going to fuel up to 10 gallons. How are her parts? Nothing below 50. Below 50 is where I start maybe hesitate. How much would it take to replace the suspension? Only 1 second. I think that's worth it. And what about if we replace the brakes too? That's a lot more challenging. I think we'll replace the suspension this time out. Alright, and then we could choose how aggressively we pit. Okay, we're going to be in 20th pretty much no matter what we do. Or we'll be in 19th. We want to mitigate the risk. We'll go ahead and just take the balanced pit. So those are her pit orders. Now let's talk about Gomez. New tires, without question. Fill her up to the brim. I don't want your gearbox failing. Oh shit. That's going to dick us hard. We're going to have to hope it doesn't fail. We might do it on the second pit, but I can't afford to do it now. Actually, wait, you're going to be 19th anyway, aren't you? Yeah, we'll take the time to fix the gearbox now. And then away we go. So they're both been told, when you get to the pit lane, which is right here, go ahead and pit. Make your changes, and then... Yeah, you're going to start complaining about your tires being worn too. Shut up. Ooh, someone crashed! Let's talk about what's happening here. So this is... So they can't pit at the same time, unfortunately. So this is them changing everything that needs to change. And we're going to see how the pit crew does. Perfect, no mistakes. Here's Faith. Also no mistakes. Excellent. Which means we cannot fish lower than 19th. Oh, you guys need to ease off. Neutral, medium, low, neutral, because you need to conserve your fuel. Okay, other people are pitting, which is going to be a chance for us to try to lap them. Okay, Santana just pitted. That's a boost for Gomez. Oh, you can also pick 2D mode, which zooms out a lot more. I like the one. I think it's more exciting to watch it zoomed in. About 4 laps away from pitting again. We're going to push the gas a little bit. Just a little bit. Actually, you both have like more gas than you actually need. So yeah, we're going to have you go ahead and push the gas a bit. Another crash! Hey, we can't finish lower than 18th. Lap 19. Okay, lap 20. Alright, so how are we going to play this strategically? Only these guys are all going to pit real soon here. So I think we're only going to pit Anthony because she's got the more aggressive gas strategy. So I'm gonna bring you in, change your tires. Give you just enough fuel to finish the race. Are any of your parts about to break? I don't want you to crash either. I will happily sacrifice 44 seconds for you not to crash. A blue flag means somebody lapped you. And that means you can't overtake anybody until... Yeah, blue flag means you have to let other people in. Come on, let's pit stop, guys. We're making 2 repairs, so this is going to take a while. Let's switch over to Gomes now. Alright, Gomes is starting to really have issues with fuel. So this is where we pit you. You'll get brand new fancy tires. I'm going to risk not changing anything. Except the gas, obviously. And we want just enough gas. No, actually, we're going to fill up with him, and we're just going to tell him to burn through the gas faster. I know, mate. You're getting new frickin' tires. Quit your whining. He comes out at 16th. Yes, you should. Quit your whining, mate. We don't want him to crash, obviously. That will be very bad. Alright. So we know, we can reasonably assume we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5, 6 people are going to pit. As long as neither one of you pits... Oh shit, I should have put you back on medium fuel burn so you don't run out of gas. Yeah, Gomez is going to go balls to the wall as much as he can. Yeah, quit your whining. Just gotta hold down, mate. Oh, you both have way too much gas. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you both to boost your burn. I'm gonna drop your burn. Another person's retired. Sweet. Ignore it. Just finish the race. Could fish it in like 10th. Come on, Gomez. Oh, Sadat not gonna pit? Damn it. That was good. For our first race as a team, I think that went really well. But how did Gomez end up in 12th? He was in 10th. Oh, that was on... He got passed on the final lap. But we beat our sponsor objective, which means we make 150 grand. That went well. That went quite well, actually. I'm very pleased. I like how they're just like, dead. We did get lucky that 3 people got injured, which improves our place and therefore improves our points. So this is where if they find a bad part, they take it. And you can lose points for that too. You got 2 points for the fastest lap of the race. We did okay. It wasn't brilliant, but we did okay. We're reasonable. We have signed Dannery. Nice. Thanks, Sign. Thank you, Fong Shui. Wait, why is there an accent mark? So, You can't use an accent mark when a name is only one syllable, and Chinese names don't use accent marks. So I don't know what's going on with that. That's a bit silly. It's like, I have to accent yang. There's not two syllables. I can't do yang. I'll be very silly. Very silly. Whatever, jerks. Let's see morale. Andre Gomez is flying friggin' high. Our marketability got better. Our owner's happy. Everyone's happy. And it cost us 850 grand. There we go. We've obviously got a long way to go, but that was a reasonably acceptable race. I know we need a new mechanic. We're about to get one. Another interview? Jean-Pierre Gerard can't hold a candle to Andre Gomez. Yeah! Ooh, he's open to discussing terms with me, which means I could get him cheaper later on. Nice. That could work for the pit crew. Excellent! Our number 2 mechanic. Dear Renee, you blow. Go to hell. Now, it's going to mean it's going to take... Oh, so this is actually... Ooh, better super soft tires. That's a really good benefit. That's, like, amazing. Nice. We get some extra sponsors. I'm not going to take that offer. In the next 3 races, we are not going to win second or above. That's ridiculous. Go to hell. And we got a new mechanic. Nice. Car's repair is complete, which means the mechanics will go back to improving performance and reliability. I think one of the other things we need to prioritize once we're done with this is we need to get reliability going on the wings. That was a problem. That was a problem in the last race. Sorry. Our new engine is finished. Alright, before we even think about trying the engine, we need to improve the reliability. Oh, we've almost got the gearbox done, though. Let's throw the new engine in reliability. Let's go ahead and improve the reliability on this other set of brakes. Can we manage it so one or both of these is done before the race? No, we can't. No matter what we do, we cannot get both of them done beforehand. So we'll just focus on maxing out the gearboxes before the race. That's fine. Alright, new sponsors. Boa Vista will basically pay for a new engine. That sounds like a really good idea to me. I know this is actually worth... Oh shit, that's almost worth 3 times as much. It just takes us longer to get there. Yep, we'll do it. We'll accept it. Yeah, because it's almost... That's over 3 million. That's... Yeah, that we almost made a very stupid... I almost made a stupid decision. 9th or above is possible. Maybe. So we'll go ahead and we'll take that. If you gave me an upfront payment, I would take that. But I know I'm never going to make second, so... Alright, so we're gonna have the car team. We're gonna have you crank out a new engine. We're gonna focus on engines for right now. Alright. So we're gonna focus on max speed. We need some better good components. Like, this is going to be a nice reliability engine when we crank it out, which is really good. Which means it'll basically be race ready as soon as it's done. But it won't be quite as fast as the other engine. Which, you know, is acceptable, I guess. And it'll be done before the race. Oh, sweet. Good work, gentlemen. Do it. There's never a time that top speed isn't good. So, yeah, I don't want to fit it to a car because that reliability is too low. It's going to break down if we use it. That's their next race. I don't care. Beauchamp is going to retire, you see. That's sod. That's sod. I have new sponsor offers. When I get literally any other offer, I will take it. Wanchai Industries. Oh yeah. Who gets the really good one? That's the one that's like right on the nose of the car? Oh, we don't have that yet. Interesting. Up. Okay, scouting is done. Our new engine is finished, which is far more important. Okay. Alright, so let's look at Saris Young. Ooh. Your marketabilities... What's your marketability? You are pretty marketable. You know what? You would be a good... Yeah, check out this feedback. I'm gonna hire you as a third driver. You're gonna be a reserve driver. You want a long contract, sure. Yeah, she's easy. I'm just gonna be like... Yeah, all you really care about is the contract. So if you get it, you get it. You'll be the new reserve driver. Scouting. What else do we learn about? Falco Engelhart. This is the kind of guy we could use like right now. He's already pretty good. He'll get a little bit better. He's super crazy marketable. He's aggressive. He's selfless. He's successful. We want Falco. And we want him badly. Long contract. And we're just going to offer him this. And then we'll decide what your status is shortly. Oh, I do need to actually pick status for you. I'm going to make you my number 2 right now, because I'd rather piss off Faith Anthony than piss off Gomez. Because Gomez is actually acceptable for right now. Such a good driver. What do you know about Munich? I know literally nothing important. You're not that much better than Gomez. It's not that interesting to me. We'll have to keep scouting and see who comes next. This is the big one, though. We've got a nice, very high reliability engine. Do I want to design another new part? Would be a bad idea to put working on our suspensions, too. Or maybe brakes, because they're so cheap? Or do we just keep pouring in development time and money into making an awesome engine? Oh, we can't build great parts. Yeah, then there's no point making another engine. Unless we just want another one. Yeah, there's no point. Let's work on brakes. No, suspension. So we can either improve your base performance or your max performance. I think we'll take the max performance. I think we'll take the minimum performance boost for right now. That doesn't cost very much. Okay, that's probably gonna be the last part we designed for a while. Now we're gonna fit a new part. You're not gonna like this, Faith, but he's getting the new engine, and you're just gonna deal with it. You can have that engine. It's got a nice booster reliability. Yeah, this engine will eventually be super amazeballs, but it's gonna take a while to work on it. But I like the reliability, which means right now we can use it. Cool. We now have 2 offers. You're giving me an upfront payment, you win. Okay. We go into Munich. Oh, you've got a cold. You're basically all around worse. Nope, I gotta take you with me. We're gonna take Big Dough. I think that's at least marginally reasonable. You've already got your parts fit. We're fine. Oh, maybe I actually should have fit the new engine to Faith Anthony's car if he's gonna be crippled. I kind of wish we'd spent more money. I think at the end of this season, when we get our big prize, so to speak, for wherever we place, I think we'll spend a lot of that money in trying to improve our HQ. Alright, you and you, we're going to go out on feedback. Alright, let's try to adjust the speed balance a bit. Let's go more towards acceleration. Because said acceleration would be important, right? Ooh. Oh, crap. I don't remember how many laps the race was supposed to be for. Let's have you run on sauce. I can always run one. I can always have one run on sauce and one run on mediums. And again, we need to adjust the gearbox so that it's a little more balanced for acceleration. I'm gonna have you run on mediums. Why is Faith Anthony race? Yeah, it should be Andre. Oh, is he literally not going to drive because he's sick? Oh, that's some weak-ass shit. Alright. Alright, your stint is going to be 1... Oh, yeah, I can't give you more than that, actually. Okay, that's fine. Away we go. You like the gear ratios. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to wait until they get their setup knowledge to at least medium. And then we'll bring them both back in. Oh man, practice is about halfway over. Okay, you're both already coming in. Okay. One way to kind of min-max is you can actually bring them in after every single lap. Which isn't the worst idea. Alright. Okay, so the downforce is absolute shit. But we learned something else that's extremely important. It's a waste of our time to mess with this, I think. Because hers is excellent, excellent, very poor. So I think what's going to happen is I think we're going to mess with hers setup. Let's try to get the downforce more toward high without affecting the speed balance too much. Nope, I didn't want that because the handling's already excellent. Can we just... she already said it was perfect. Alright, let's try this. I'm just going to send her out with the change setup. I guess we give you new tires. As for you, I'm just going to replace your... I'm going to mess with your downforce a bit, sure, but I don't care if yours is off. Because hers is going to be better than yours almost no matter what. So I'm just going to get you new tires. I'm going to tell you both to go out. Out you go. It's raining, I don't care. Okay, both are pretty happy with the changes to the setup. We only get about another minute, so... not gonna get anything amazing out of it, I don't think. I gotta remember to start checking the laps so we know which tires to practice on. Beauchamp again. Stupid French Canadian. I don't care what you say, Aristides Carathanasis. Oh boy, it's supposed to rain. I did not pay attention to that. How wet is it supposed to be? Oh god. Alright. New plan. Oh, we only got race trim. We didn't actually, neither one of us drove enough to get that. That's whatever. Alright, we're gonna try something a bit more radical. This is what we're going to go with, I think. I think we're going to take this, and we're going to use it for both people. Yeah, we're going to have to go out on wets. We can actually do this with only one pit stop. Oh, no, we can't. The stupid gas. Alright. How do we save this setup? Let's go back here. I at least want to save this one so you can use that one. Now, of course, the biggest problem is that we're going to have an issue with you. And let's adjust down your downforce, and then we will fix. There you go. Yeah, you guys are going to have to go out on wets for at least the first part of the race. There's not much I can do to fix that. I'm going to have you both come out attacking with the tires. I'm going to have you burn a little bit high. Because no matter what happens, we're going to have to pit twice. Because of the gas. So we're just going to kind of accept that. I'd like to see how this new engine works out for Gomez. Faith Anthony's in 4th. That's not going to last. Let's kick up the speed a bit. Holy shit, Faith Anthony is kicking some serious tail. Like, damn. Do we have any indication of when the track is going to become drier again? Maybe around lap 10 or 11. Holy shit, Faith Anthony. Alright, I'm going to have both you guys change to neutral tires. Alright. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to want to hold out for basically until our tanks are about empty. And then we're going to swap out for new tires and refill our tanks. Switch to Faith Anthony. She is just obliterating this race. That's amazing. And here I'm about to replace her with Falco Engelhardt. Oh well. Just kick her down to reserve driver, I guess. No, I'm not gonna. You're on wet tires. No, you're not going for fucking inners. I have something much better in mind. Holy shit, she's in 1st. Yeah, because if I can get you both, if I can get you to go one more lap. Let's see, where are you right now? I might need to pit her now, as much as this sucks. She's gonna need gas. You're both gonna need gas. I can't do anything about that. Alright, here's what's going to happen. We're going to do something a little bit crazy. I'm not going to switch to wets. I'm going to switch to softs. I'm going to have you fill up. How are your parts? Your parts are amazing. If I have you go fast, you'd come out in 13th. Yeah, I'm fine with you going safe. I don't want to take a chance on you having to worry about anything with that. Alright, in you go. So why am I changing to softs? Because I know that the rain, thanks to my forecasting, the rain's going to be gone in about 5 laps. And we don't want to be caught on wets when there's no wetness on the track. That's just a good way to get in a lot of trouble. How are your parts? Could use some improvement. Weirdly, your engine's got less reliability. Let's go ahead and work on the engine. We'll quickly swap that out. Seems good to me. And yeah, you're not going to be any better than 20th, so... Alright. You guys are going to go in. You're going to get new gas. New tires. Oh, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you both to come out on, let's take a look at Faith, because she's getting ready to pit. I knew she was going to lose the lead as soon as I did this, but it's fine. Be a little more aggressive on the tires, but a little bit easier on the gas. Now, our strategy is going to look very weird in the beginning here, because everyone else is still on wets. Oh, see, other people are doing it too. They're switching to mediums. You can get a little more aggressive on that. But other people are going to have to pit to get rid of their inners. Ooh, a crash. Okay, so when there's a crash, now there's a yellow flag, which means you can't overtake until you pass that sector. Come on, Anthony. While setting personal bests. Yeah, just by people pitting, we're getting pushed up the race, which is why pitting is so important. Now we're in 6th. Okay, do I bring Faith Anthony in early? She's fighting for 3rd, but if I can top off her tank and replace her tires now, I don't have to worry about it. And then everyone else is going to have to pit after she does. I think we're going to be a little more aggressive with your pitting. Exactly 12 laps remaining. Fill her up. Ooh! No, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. There you go. Your suspension could lose some improvement. It's going to cost you a lot if we replace it, though. Let's just go with this. And then, because we're pushing you, we're going to push you balls to the wall so you can't enter in 1st. Oh, I guess it didn't really matter. Oh, no, definitely no balls to the wall now. I don't want you to get greedy. What did you say look like? Oh, look at that gearbox. You're getting to be in the red zone. Yeah, I think we will have you pit. There you go. And then I'm going to go ahead and replace your gearbox. Your plan is very simple. You're going to keep a good pace, and everyone else is going to have to pit after you. Yeah, all these guys are going to have to pit before the end of the race, almost certainly. So you could end up easily in the top. You might end up in the top 5. I could push your engine a little bit harder. I don't know that it's worth it though. Come on, a couple of you guys have to pit. We get to like lap 26 or 27. Let's go and actually just kick up the engine right now. Yeah, I'm fixing it. Quit your whining. Oh yeah, you're both going to overtake. Yeah, I'm sure you're fine. Yeah, like I'm gonna pit you now for new tires. Okay, I have to hope you don't blow a flat here on the last lap. In fact, let's go super crazy. Let's try to hold up cars. Oh, interesting. Let's just have you conserve tires for right now. Oh, shit. I wasn't paying attention. You need to go back down to, like, let's say low engine mode. Weirdly, you do not get a double bonus if they both meet the sponsor objective, which I think is kind of bullshit, but nobody asked me. I don't care. We're being a baby. 8th! Very respectable. .01. He barely made it. Nice work, Anthony. Damn. I bet if Gomez wasn't sick, he would have done very well as well. I think that his cold held him back. Cool. Yeah, look, a lot of the people had to pit 3 times. We only had to pit twice. Nice. You're not going to find anything. That sounded judgmental. I didn't mean it to be. We're in striking distance for 37. Or for 7th, rather. Happy-ish. That is our motto. That is Gladiator Racing's motto. Happy-ish. Nice. I think this is a great time to end the episode. An 8th place finish is more than I expected at this point. Nice boost to morale. We came in 4th overall. Everyone's happy. Nice. Next episode, we might be getting a couple of new drivers. That cost $602,000. Yeah, I don't care about these people and these other cups. And it's saved perfect. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Those couple races went well, but we've still got a long way to go. A long way to go. Until then, though, this has been Indian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.